Well, here we are again. It's another Master Food presentation. Today we're going to be presenting a dehydration of plums, making prunes, if you will. However, this event, this video is completely following the prescribed methods from University of California Master Food Preservers. So all of the advice that we give, all of the procedures that we're doing today are going to be directly out of either the fundamentals of consumer food safety, So Easy to Prepare, which is the University of Georgia. There are some items from the University of Idaho, Pacific Northwest pamphlets, all of the land grant university and food science groups that put out tested recipes and approved procedures. Why would that matter? Why would we, dehydrating has been around since caveman days. And why would we care about following the dictates of some college food science guy or girl, lady or man, that, are saying this is how you should do it? Well, University of California Agricultural Natural Resources Group, the Master Food Group, is basically an organization that tries to follow tested recipes to make sure that the individuals that follow these practices don't get sick, that the products that you put together don't make your family sick. That's what we're trying to do. And we're going to go into that in a little more detail. Okay, so what do you think is step one? According to Master Food Preservers, step one, cleaning your work area. When you clean your work area, you want to make sure that you take all of the trays out of here, clean all of the trays, and you can sanitize them with a bleach and water solution if you want. I scrub mine in the sink and hit it both ways with a scrub brush and soap, and then clean it, rinse it, and clean it very well, and they come out looking like they're brand new. You also want to clean the inside of your dehydrator. The work surface you want to work on, you want to make sure that it has been cleaned and sterilized. So once you've cleaned it all, you can hit it with a solution, tablespoon of bleach into a cup of water, and any spray bottle will work fine, and you just basically spray a little bit, paper towel it, kind of wipe it around a little bit. This is a silicone mat, so it's kind of sticky, but basically you want to go through and make sure that your surface has been cleaned and sanitized. What is this? This is an apron, and basically it keeps products off of my clothes, right? No, that's not what an apron is for. An apron actually protects your food products from your clothes. And I know that sounds crazy, but many of us have cats, dogs, we work outside, we do all kinds of things. We come in and we wash our hands and we do our due diligence, we get cleaned up, we say, okay, we walk over here, we still have cat hair, dog hair, or we've been working out in the garage and there's whatever from the garage. We don't want that product mixing with our food. So you put on an apron, and that protects your food from your clothes. So basic sanitation, washing hands regularly. During this process today, I'll probably wash my hands 6 or 7 times. hand lotion afterward, try to get the oils back in your hands. But sanitation, number one. Okay, next. Okay, welcome back. We've had a chance to cut some of these up. You can see that we've loaded the dehydrator with some of the fruit. The process of dehydration is the reduction in the activity of water. So that's what we want the dehydrator to do, is reduce the water to the point that microorganisms cannot replicate, where it doesn't kill them. It basically stops them from reproducing. So if you have clean fruit and you washed it and it's all good to go, and you put it in and you dry it, then you've reduced the activity of water. You've made it so that the bacteria, the microorganisms, cannot replicate, so that it cannot rehydrate from the humidity in the air. Then you can keep it and it's safe. Now you can see that we put some of these in. Typically, you would have every tray in here filled, but the way we're cutting these, they hit if they go in, so it's okay. Now, I mentioned that there's a pre-treat. You do not have to pre-treat plums. That's just one of the things you don't have to do, but you can. What you can do is you can take 4 cups in here, and according to Pacific Northwest document number 397, I believe it is, on page 7, they give you a whole chart. And what we're going to do with this is we're going to try to put as many links in as we can, giving you access to the printed documents so that you can have them at home and you can reference them. You don't have to go, well, what did that guy say? We'd like you to actually go back and research the National Center for Home Food Preservation, Pacific Northwest. So we put in 4 cups. There's varying degrees. You could do a half a teaspoon, or you can do more. They don't want you to do less. You can do more. I actually added 1 tablespoon, so I'm going to stir this up, and then I'm going to enter this, and the process for that is to stop the browning. It neutralizes the oxidation process that causes fruit to turn brown. Apples, peaches, plums. So if it's a lighter skinned fruit, then you put it in, and it is a antimicrobial. It also stops the enzymes that cause the fruit to brown. Be right back. Okay, I've had a chance to stir this up. If you look closely, these were cut fairly recently. These are already starting to brown. The enzyme action is already starting to work. But what we're going to do is we're going to take these and just dump them down in here. And what it'll do is we'll take it out and we'll drip dry them a little bit so that they're not dripping all over the dehydrator. And you want to just basically leave this in for about 5 minutes. Let the ascorbic acid do its thing, and you're off and running. Now, if you're wondering, ascorbic acid is basically vitamin C. Is there something else you can use? Yes. You can use citric acid. You can also use fruit juices, lemon juice, orange juice, pineapple juice, that type of thing. You can use sweeteners, a sugar mixture. You make a sugar syrup or a sugar honey syrup. We'll actually do that on the next course. We're going to have this one pre-treated in ascorbic. The next group will be probably in pineapple juice. Anyway, we'll see in a moment. Okay, we've completed the ascorbic acid pre-treat. We've loaded the tray up. There's also a couple of others. I mentioned citric acid. There's a couple others. If you want to change the flavor a little bit, let's say that the treats, I mentioned that you can put in more but not less of the ascorbic acid. When you put in more, just be aware that if you add too much, you'll start ending up with a sour flavor of vitamin C. It's like eating vitamin C tablets. So there's a line there. So just be aware that you can add more and it actually protects the fruit more, but it'll impart a sour flavor. So be aware of that. I mentioned that you can use fruit juices. You can use apple juice, orange juice, lemon juice. I happen to have some Libby's pineapple juice, and this is a great place to put in a disclaimer. This happens to be an Excalibur dehydrator, and this is Libby's. It just happens to be, this is what I have. I'm not endorsing this product. It just happens to be what I have. And this happens to be some pineapple juice that was on sale at the time that I bought it. There are several companies that put out great pineapple juice, or you can use something else. Anyway, what we're going to do is put this pineapple juice in, and basically, if I can open it, there we go. So we're going to just add some pineapple juice in here. And we're going to do the same thing that we did with the ascorbic acid pre-treat. We're going to take all of our fruit and we're going to introduce it into the pineapple juice. And this will change the flavor ever so slightly, but it will also stop the enzymatic browning of the fruit, and it will add some sweetness to the prunes, the dried plums. So this product now is going to sit in here for about 5 minutes. Then we'll take it out, we'll set this up and put it back in here, and then we'll jump to the next pre-treat. We've completed the last section. We have those set in here in the tray. The next group that we're going to do, we've done the pineapple. That adds a little pineapple flavor and sweetness to the plums. The next, we're going to use basically a syrup. And as you might think, in order to use sugar, it has to be put in water and heated to complete. And I've used the honey and sugar recipe. All of these recipes are going to be in the documents that we'll send over, the links that show you the amounts, the times, all that kind of stuff. But basically, I'm going to take these now and set them down in and let them simmer in a sugar honey syrup for 5 minutes. Then we'll take them out, we'll drain them, all that kind of stuff, and set them up. And that will end our process for the pre-treatment of going in. Okay, we've completed the honey sugar pre-treat blanch. It's almost a blanch because what you're doing is you're heating the fruit up, but in a syrup. The difference is you're not chilling it afterward to pull the skin off. Normally, if you blanch something, you're doing that so that you can remove the outer protective cover. This is it's almost a cooking. So for 5 minutes, you've got it in a simmer and it kind of cooks the fruit, but it imparts the sugar and honey. And we talked about the reduction of the activity of water. That's pretty much what sugar syrup does. If you buy peaches, for example, and it's in heavy syrup, the sugar concentrate is so strong that the sugar itself has bound up all of the free water. So the bacteria can't grow in syrupy peaches. Just can't happen. If you have a product that has a lot of salt, a salt brine, the salt does the same thing. It binds up with the water and it makes it salt water instead of water. So the bacteria, microorganisms, can't break that bond apart. So sugar, salt, or eliminate the water by dehydrating. You can eliminate the water by freeze drying. There's all kinds of ways to get that water activity down. Some talk about binding it and leaving the water in the product. This, or freeze drying, what you're doing is you're dehydrating, you're removing the water out of the product. Now, I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. I'm going to set it for 24 hours. I'm going to check it periodically. I don't really have to check it for probably 12 or 14 hours, but I'll start checking it after that. But I'm thinking that tomorrow around 10 o'clock, this stuff should be completely dry. And to process the dry, I'm going to take it and try to bend it and all that and see if I can feel any moisture left in the product. We'll discuss. Through the magic of digital communication, 24 hours has passed. We had the dehydrator set on about 145 or so for a couple hours to start. That brings the temperature of the product up above 140, which is important because the danger zone for food products is a low of 40 and a high of 140. Inside that range, bacteria, microorganisms can grow and flourish. So you want to set your dehydrator above 140 for the initial heating process to get the food product up above, to make sure that the microorganisms are done away with as much as possible. Then it was cooled down to 135 and let run, and it ran about 24 hours. The plums have been tested. They're flexible, but they don't break. And what I'm going to do now is called conditioning. So if some are dry and some are still a little moist, I want to basically blend that together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this product and I'm just going to put it into a mason jar and seal it. I'm not going to vacuum seal it, I'm just going to seal it up. And then I'm going to watch it for a couple of days to make sure that there's no water condensation on these. If I do end up with some condensation, I didn't dry it enough. You have a couple of choices. Eat it right away. Good choice, by the way. They're delicious. Or you can dry them for a little bit longer. You put them back in and dry them a little bit. But what's nice about doing the conditioning is that it kind of blends the moisture that's in there. If there's just a little bit extra in one and a little dry in the other, they become kind of blended. They all reach about the same moisture content. So again, I'm not going to seal them. I'm just going to go ahead and put these in here.